Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. Welcome to day 785. A federal judge in Texas heard arguments in a lawsuit that seeks to overturn the FDA approval of the pills used in medication-based abortions. The abortion-inducing pill, known as mifepristone, is used in more than half of the abortions in the United States. The lawsuit alleges that the FDA did not adequately evaluate mifepristone's safety before it approved the drug in the year 2000, and argues that the FDA should not have made the medication accessible by telehealth during the pandemic. The FDA, which took more than 4 years to approve the drug, said it approved it after a thorough and comprehensive review of the scientific evidence presented and determined that it was safe and effective for its indicated use. U.S. District Court Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk, who was appointed by Trump and is known for his conservative views on abortion and same-sex marriage, took the unusual step of intentionally delaying the public notice of today's planned hearing, citing a barrage of death threats and protesters and his interest in avoiding a circus-like atmosphere. The judge said he would issue his ruling as soon as possible, which is expected to be appealed and could eventually reach the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, South Carolina Republican lawmakers are considering legislation that would make a person who has an abortion eligible for the death penalty. The South Carolina Prenatal Equal Protection Act would ensure that an unborn child who is a victim of homicide is afforded equal protection under the homicide laws of the state. The bill defines a person as an unborn child at every stage of development from fertilization until birth. While the bill provides some exceptions to save the life of the pregnant person, or if they were compelled to do so by the threat of imminent death or great bodily injury, it provides no exceptions for rape or incest. Moving on, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dismissed Russia's invasion of Ukraine as a territorial dispute, saying that protecting the European nation's borders is not a vital U.S. interest. DeSantis' view on Ukraine policy, which is now aligned with Trump's, is a reversal from his earlier support for arming Ukraine in 2015 after Russia annexed Crimea. Some top congressional Republicans, however, have argued that a sovereign Ukraine is in the long-term interests of the United States, and that Biden should be doing more to help Ukraine, framing Putin's invasion as a fight to defend the post-World War II international security framework. And finally, a pro-Trump super PAC filed an ethics complaint against Ron DeSantis, accusing him of waging a shadow presidential campaign in violation of state ethics and election laws. DeSantis, who is expected to announce a 2024 presidential bid, is seen as Trump's biggest competition in the Republican primary. The super PAC, known as MAGA Incorporated, wants the Florida Commission on Ethics to impose the most severe penalties permitted, including disqualifying DeSantis from the ballot. And in the polls, CNN says 59% of Republican voters prefer a 2020 presidential primary nominee who agrees with their views on major issues. 41% prefer a GOP nominee who has a strong chance to beat Biden. And Quinnipiac says 46% of Republican voters support Trump for the 2022 Republican nomination, while 32% support Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Trump led DeSantis 42-36 in a February poll. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.